I'm Paul from Velo, and I've owned my Brompton G Line for just over a year, so it makes sense that I do a year review of what I think of this lovely bike. So I'm here in Bristol at the newly revamped Eurotiz Trail, which if you don't speak Bristolian means here it is, I believe. So the Eurotiz Trail has just been revamped. It was a great course before, but it's been made more accessible, so for more abilities for younger riders, which I think is a great step forward because we have a neighbouring mountain bike track in Ashton Court, which is, it can be technical in places, so why not have a really nice, accessible, gravelly type mountain bike track. It's a blue run and I reckon it's going to be perfect for the G Line. I've not ridden it before, so let's go see what I think of this trail and of this sweet bike. So I may have given it away that I do love this bike, but I'm going to tell you in this review why. I don't think it's hidden, the fact that if you watch some of our other videos or you're a regular follower, that I do really like this bike. But there are some things that I've updated, upgraded, things I've changed. So I'm going to let you know what I really love about this bike, a few things that I've changed, and a little bit more about this course. So I better crack on and do some riding. So the biggest change I've made to the Brompton G Line is the handlebars. Some of you may know I just didn't get on with the original Brompton bars. I've spoken to customers who have really got on with them. I've spoken to other people that haven't. I think there is a separate video that I could do more in depth about the handlebars. We've done an original one, which Sarah will link, but I could even talk even more about it because I've had lots of interactions with customers about the bars. But for now, I'm just going to say that this is the perfect handlebar for me. They flatten off. I've got ODI grips and they have, for me, have changed the stance of the bike, the feel of the bike, and I absolutely love them. And I've not had to do any other changes other than just raise up the bottle with a cage extender. So that, for me, it was instant. As soon as I put them on the bike, I fell in love with even more. That's been my most significant change up to date. Also, I don't use the Brompton, well, I wouldn't call them folding pedals, but detachable pedals. I found the left one was just not very stable, so I just use regular flat pedals because for this bike I will be taking it on trains for some trips, but I'm not that worried about the packable space of it, so I'm not reliant on taking a pedal off and making it a bit smaller. So for me, I really like the feel and the stance of proper kind of leisurey stroke entry-level mountain bike pedals. Probably a really good time to talk about the handling of the G Line. This bike handles like a regular bike. It is so good. As you can imagine, over my career, I've ridden a lot of bikes, fixing them. I was also a mountain bike instructor, so I've had lots of mountain bikes I've ridden, and this just is brilliant. Yes, you've got smaller wheels, so it will feel a bit more uncomfortable on really rocky terrain, but it can do it. It can do it really well, and you just have to adapt your style and your movement around the bike, but it is so good. The 16-inch wheel Brompton, the original Brompton, I really like, but it is a little bit twitchy. It does what it does. It folds. It's a really good companion, a really good way to access multimodal transport, and the best folder, I would say, in the world. But the G Line, it's like a proper bike. It's so good and I've enjoyed it so much. I've got this one set up tubeless, which was a really good modification that I've made to the bike. I've enjoyed it all through the winter, in the ice, in the hard pack gravel, the softer stuff. I can really regulate how I want the tyres. So the tubeless has worked out really well. It's set up relatively easy. I had trouble with one of them, maybe the rear. I just had to retape, but since it's all gone together with DT Swiss valves, DT Swiss tubeless tape, it's just held. And we even went to the Netherlands and for 2 weeks and I didn't use the bike, and the tyres were still had air in them, and so that's been really good, and it's really helped dial in the bike to the terrain that I'm riding. So yeah, great, a really great handling bike. So my biggest thing that I've been impressed with this bike, as well as the handling, is the paint finish. As you can see, I opted for the non-mudguard, non-racked version. I've not been precious, I ride it all year round, and it's not got one scratch on it, not one chip, nothing. Stones fly up at it, nothing at all. I'm careful of the stickers and making sure that I don't kick the top tube as I go over, because you can distort the stickers and mark the top tube, so I do that as much as possible. But I've lent it to people, and you know, it's just brilliant. It reminds me of my first proper mountain bike. I loved it, but I wasn't precious with it, and therefore I enjoyed it more. Some of my other bikes I can be a little bit precious with, which I'd still enjoy them, but this, just the robustness and the paint finish is brilliant. I absolutely love it. Woo! What do I say about the brakes on the Brompton G Line? They are sweet. It's so nice to have a really nice feeling set of brakes, disc brakes on a Brompton. They're TRP, so Tektro Racing Products brakes. I don't know what model they are, but whether they're specific to the G Line or not, but I really like them. They've caused no bother in the last year whatsoever. It's not a Brompton product, but this restrap bag has been epic for the G Line. I think it really suits the G Line well, and suits the kind of bike packing vibe that restrap do and the G Line is all about. I'm going to go on some trips with it later this year, and I'm also going to put on a saddle pack which will be restrap as well. So I've really enjoyed that. And then there is also the optional extra of putting a cage on the fork for that little bit more luggage space if you need it. So I think we should talk about the price, but before we do, let's talk about a couple of little other things I love. Saddle, tip top, really like that. I love the gearing. I think I've got 54 tooth at the front, which has been perfect for me in the hills around Bristol. We'll see how when I take it further afield. I have met customers that have reduced the gearing to 50, or I think you can go even 44, kind of the standard Brompton chainrings. But myself, I really like the 54. I think the gearing is just perfect for all the riding that I do. But the price. So I think this one was 2,499 or maybe 2,399. I think they've maybe gone up in price. I think now they only offer the rack and the mudguard option. I think it's about 2,599 from Brompton. And a lot of people are always like, oh, that's a lot of money for the bike. Well, what do you get in the bike world for 2,500? Yes, you'll get a good gravel bike, but it's all good stuff. You know, like I've said, the paint is good, the wheels are good, the gearing is good. You know, you've got a branded gearing. It's just a brilliant bike. I think, dare I say it, my P6R, my original Brompton, is the OG Brompton. I'll never get rid of it. I absolutely love it, and it's great at what it does. Chuck it on a train, you know, short distances, long distances, it's really good. And I said, and I may have lied, or I'm now more informed, but that was the only bike that I would ever need. Well, I have to change that now. If I could only have one bike, it would have to be the G Line, because it does everything that other bike does. Yes, it is a bit heavier, 15 kilograms, but you can always unfold it and wheel it. You don't have to carry it for ages. You can go pretty much anywhere. You can do single track, you can do light mountain biking or light gravel riding. In the city, it's so varied. And I always say this to everyone, and if you've got a folding bike and you really appreciate a folding bike and you feel like you're happy with your folding bike, you understand why you've got one, because there's just so many purposes to them. I got to go to work in a minute, and if we're a little bit short of space in the workshop, I'll just fold it up and put it by the desk. There's just so many applications. Also, getting on transport so much easier. If you don't like folding bikes, or you just think they're silly, then they're just not for you. And I think there is a black and white element to that. But I think this bike is epic. And if I was only allowed one bike, which thankfully I'm not, it would just be this bike, because I think it can go everywhere. So therefore, for the quality of the parts and the paint and everything, I think it's worth 2,500. Some people have said, oh, but you've made upgrades. Well, that's just sometimes fun, the fun of having a bike and what I want to do, especially handlebars. You know, it can be rare that a bike will be fitted with the right stem and the right handlebar for you. So there are adjustments made. It's a £2,500 bike and the handlebars are 50 quid. So it's very minimal upgrade. Other than that, tubeless setup was already there to do. I haven't really spent any money on that other than sealant and valves. So I love it. I think it's so good. I just think it's, I can't say it's my favourite bike, because my favourite bike is the bike that I'm riding currently. When we went to the Netherlands recently, I was riding the George Longstaff. I was just so in connection with that bike. So it's difficult for me to say it's my favourite bike, but it's definitely my most versatile of all my bikes. And I'm going to Cornwall in a little while, like a month or so. I'm going on the train, and I know that if I take my bigger bike, I could come into conflict, or it could be more difficult, even though the bike is booked in. Whereas I know if I take the G Line or a folding bike, I know that I'm covered. So this bike, is too much. I absolutely love it. I think it is just perfect. What an epic course. So I'll mention a little bit about the course before I round up the video. So again, we're here at the Eurotis Trail. We're on Forestry Commission land, or whatever they're called these days, Forestry England. And it is sweet. They've really put some effort in over the winter to get this trail really accessible, but still really good fun. And I know there's red sections, and I know it's a blue trail, but I've been to places where the blue trail's the best, because it's bermy, it's fast, everyone can access it. And it's, yeah, just hats off. This is somewhere I will definitely be bringing the G Line a lot, because it just loves it. Big thumbs up to Forestry England, who have done the course, and yeah, whoever else has been involved in it. Great work. So, and we've seen lots of people enjoying the trails. And Sarah's on her gravel bike, so she's been loving that as well, and loving the GRC wheels. Anyway, I digress. The G Line, in my opinion, is sweet. There's been some little niggles I've sorted out, but I love it. I know the price is a lot, but in terms of a product, I've had my other Brompton for over 10 years. This is going to be the same. It's a 20+ year bike, if not more, as long as I look after it. I don't think it will fall into disrepair as the other Bromptons can. The other Bromptons I do see that come in the workshop, if the people haven't looked after them, they do fall into disrepair a bit more. I don't think this will be the same because of the brakes and how the gearing is. I just think it's great. I think it's therefore well worth the money, because you're looking at a product that is gonna maybe outlast you, or maybe outlast me. So, absolutely love it. I hope you enjoyed the video. We want to just thank everyone for watching our G Line content and Brompton videos. We'll be doing more as the summer progresses. Sorry we haven't done any for a while, but that's because we were in the Netherlands cycle touring. So, thanks for watching, and if you like what we do, please subscribe.